Good morning, my name is Chris Capper. I'm at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. And today we're going to be looking at the brand new 2025 Newmar Baystar Sport 3016. This is a Class A motorhome. It is going to be on the Ford F53 chassis with a 22,000 pound version of that. This is a really great coach for families that want to get out and get in the mountains, get at the beaches, or even empty nesters, because it has everything that you need. It is their baseline model, so the prices are kept at a good spot, but they're highly competitive with even other brands that are more expensive. So looking at this, for 2025, this is a new redesign for this coach. So they have a new front end on this, new back end, new exciting colors, new interior, some new features with this as well. So this graphics package is called the Midnight Graphics Package. And inside we'll see the stow decor with a chiffon maple suede. And suede is the new baseline finish for this. So it's not more of that matte. It is a real silky, smooth feel to your touch. So we've got a nice little flagpole bracket, so you can put the American flag, or I might put the Navy flag out there being a Navy, or you could just put welcome to our campsite and it'll be right there. So we have this nice carefree awning right here, and it's got the lights that are pointed in, kind of covered, so it's going to minimize some of those bugs coming in there at night. You can adjust this if you'd like that angle to come down. You can adjust that down as well, so it makes it a little bit more better at kind of keeping some of that rain or a light snow off for you. So 2 entry step right here. Back to that Midnight Graphics. This is a BASF masterpiece paint finish, and the same people who paint this on right here also do the $1.8 million King Air. It is just the best paint to use in the industry. It is mixed every day for the environmental conditions of that day. We're going to have on the front, and also you'll see around places that you can rub, you will have this nice DuraShield paint protection film, which will help mitigate, scratching this paint at all, or also mitigate rock chips and stuff getting on that front. So it just helps protect that a little bit. We've got these nice frameless windows, jalousie style. One thing that Newmar does that really nobody else is doing that I've seen, first and foremost, this is not a laminated slide. This slide is built just like you would see a house, if you were to mix a house and an aircraft fuselage. So it's 16 on center or less, so we might have it every 5 inches of stud if it needs it for structural integrity. And it's made with a C-channel, which is kind of has two 90-degree pieces with holes, so we can pass our wiring anywhere that we want, and we'll put plastic grommets there to protect that. And then we can tuck that batten insulation just like you would in your house. We can just tuck that right into that C-channel. With this, all of these windows right here are going to be fully framed, and that frame's going to come down here, and then they're going to put a gusset right there. And what that gusset does is and then that's all glued to that. So it just makes sure that the entirety of that window is secure to the wall. There are some manufacturers that just take a saw, just cut right into there, stick them in there, and they think they're good to go. Newmar's trying to build coaches that are going to last 20 or more years. That's not how you do it. This is how you do it. So looking at, let me just get some of these open for you. I'm just going to open all of these at once. And so in that very first one, that is an optioned upgrade that we put in. That is our 2,000 watt inverter. That's a Xantrex inverter, and that has a CPAP prep. So if you have to have a CPAP or something that needs to be powered by your bedside and you're dry camp and you don't want to run that generator, you can just plug it in right there and it's going to convert it. And what we got in this next one is pretty exciting as well. The option is to have 4 house batteries. We actually have 6 volt house batteries. So this is upgraded. Got this nice little cotter pins. This will slide right out if you need to replace these or anything of that nature. Makes it a lot easier to work on. And then in this compartment We have a bit of a pass-through, kind of you can get, if you have a paddle or fishing pole or just a table, folding table, you can put it in there. You can still stow all your stuff in here. And then here you've got a couple more options for storage. So the cool thing is I've got a lot of storage on this right here. My tanks, I have heated tank pads as well. If you need to do any slide adjustments, Newmar makes it very easy to get in there and do that. That's that controller right there in the middle. And there's a little light to help things out. So let me get these shut. And these are all going to be slam latch, so they're really easy to operate. Got a Suburban furnace right here, and I'll show you this on the other side because it's a little noisy, but the other thing that we've done is we've upgraded this to have the Cummins quiet gas, Cummins Onan 5500 generator. So what that means is that this also is a 50 amp coach. So a lot of the competitors are going to be, first they're just going to have fiberglass and decals. They might paint them, but they're not going to be using a BASF Masterpiece finish like this. And a lot of them are going to be a 30 amp coach. So we've got two 13.5 Penguin air conditioners. So that's giving you 27,000 BTUs of air conditioning in that. And that also upgrades with an an energy management system. So this is the potable water, and this is going to go around to the other side as well. But just notice that they're putting a base in here, and what they're doing is they're trying to elevate this a little bit from the bottom to help give additional insulation for that. And then we also do have the heated tank pads in there that are 110 volt, which is going to be a lot more efficient at keeping that warm versus a 12 volt. And once it gets really cold, you have to have that 110 volt. This is the brand new fiberglass backing right here. We've got our high definition backup camera with night vision. So if you need to back this in at night, it can be a little tricky if you're not used to it, and especially if you're in a new environment. So this has those infrared diodes around there to kind of show you what is behind you, to just make your camping more fun, less hassle, and a lot more easygoing. So I think this looks really sharp though. And we have this huge rear window. So we were talking about the slides. So this coach is a full wall slide on the off-camp side, and then a bedroom slide, as you can see, with a mid-bath. So that's what the 3016 is, which is also a brand new floor plan for 2025. Their number one selling coach for the Baystar Sport has always been the 3014 floor plan. So with this one, they've just switched that interior front kitchen and dinette area around a little bit. I think this is going to be a real winner. So right here is our 50 amp power cord, and then you have your automatic transfer switch with reverse polarity protection. And back to this slide, Newmar invented the slide a long time ago, and they have the least amount of problems with them, and these are flush mount slides. So what that means to you is going to be less wind noise when you're driving and less chance for rain to get in there. This is where you fill up with your unleaded fuel. A little bit more storage there. You can see we've got lights in most of the compartments, and these are insulated baggage doors. And then this is our wet bay. So we've got our black tank rinse right there, freshwater connection for the, and then everything is pretty simple here. If you guys have ever been in an RV, you know how to operate this. Two low point drains right there. So so right here is where you have your sewer stinky slinky. You hook that baby up right there, pop it through there, and then you can drain your black tank. Once that's done, I always suggest running your black tank water through there and cleaning that out, and then once that's all clean, then do your gray tank. So again, we talked about their slide control. So there's 2 of them on here. So this right here, if you ever need to reset it, you don't need to look like a lot of other manufacturers. They hide it. They're not using something that's that easy to work with. Again, not a whole lot of issues with Newmar slides. They invented them. They're the best in the industry. Right next to this right here is going to be where we're going to do our winterization. So Newmar wants to make it easier for you to do winterization. Now, Transwest, our service department, is happy to help you with that winterization. But if you are someone who likes to do things yourself, it's very simple. It's a little bit more storage there. And then here's our huge propane tank. And that propane tank is going to work our stove, our cooktop. It's going to work our furnace. It's going to work our water heater. So we have a direct spark ignition, gas and electric water heater. So one of the big reasons that Class A's are so great is that you're able to use the majority of that front cabin area for seating, for camping, and you have this beautiful bonded windshield that you can see the mountains or the beach wherever you're at. So it just becomes part of your camping experience. So we've got that huge window on the back, so when you're in your bedroom you can see out there when you want, and then a privacy curtain when you don't. And then in the front we also have our privacy curtains as well, but if you're camping, so you want to see what you're camping at. And then we have that paint protection film right here that we talked about. So let's step in. And I've got her closed up just to give you a chance to look. I'm gonna have Jody go in there first. So and so what you can see is that you can access everything that you need. And if I need to come back there and cook something with everything closed up because I'm dry camping and I can't put my slides out, I can do that. I can access my refrigerator, my freezer, my mid-bath. I can get to my bed. So now that you've seen that, let's go ahead and open her up. And so what you see is my slide out control right here. We've got 2 slide outs. We've got this full wall slide. And you'll notice on this full wall slide as that's going out, the new fascia that they put in for 2025. I think it's amazing. They've got that nice backlighting on that. Looks really great. This is that chiffon maple suede look. You can also get this in a 2-tone, where my favorite 2-tone option with that is going to be the dusk with the chiffon maple. So looking back up here, this is where I can just traditional turn on my gas or electric for my water heater. I've got my power control system right here, my Xantrex inverter right here, which is that 2,000 watt inverter. And then I also have my awning control. So I can come in and just hit that on retract, have that retracting. And then this is going to be my wine guard, which is going to give me high definition broadcast TV anywhere within a signal. And they're pretty good at catching signals. So right here we have this, what I really like what they've done. So this is the control for the cab over, or the bunk over the cab right here. So you have this 500-pound weight capacity right here. And I would say if you're 500 pounds, I don't think this ladder is going to work for you, but for the most part, two full-size adults can sleep up here. For the most part, it's probably going to be your children. You can get easily 2 children up there. I can also have a couple kids, adults, sleeping on the Dream dinette, on the pull-out couch, and also on that king bed that we're going to get to. So all in all, this coach can sleep up to 8 people. Now what I like to do is I like to stow this under here, and I just latch it into one of these little slats, and so that's kind of latched in there, and I readjust that, and then I can quickly put that up. You probably don't hear that on the camera, and I have my mics next to it. It's extremely quiet. It's fast, it's quiet, it's tracked, and the industry has gone through several versions of these. Newmar is always putting in the best of the best. This is really exciting. You're seeing the same system being put in more and more Winnebago motorhomes and other top tier brands. So up here, you've got additional storage, and this is the new shaker style cabinetry introduced in 2025. I have another light right here you could have on. I also have 2 charging stations for my phone that are just set your phone down there on the right side. There's one on the left side, the driver. So if you want to have your phone there charging while you're driving, and well, since we're up here, I'll just kind of go over these things. I normally do this last, but so this is again, the Ford F53 chassis, and I can tilt and telescope this right here. We also have a 6-way electric seat right here. I always recommend, so I can like recline this back, move this forward. I've got my EQ smart level, auto level system right here. And then I have traction control. I can turn that on and off right here. So this is that new F53 chassis on the 22,000 pound version. So if I need a jump, I have an interior jump. I can either jump my house, or I can jump my chassis. I can turn my generator on and off right here. Got my fans, dome light on and off, heated mirrors. So, and then I can adjust the top mirrors on both sides. And then obviously hazard lights. What's really nice on this right here is I can just control what I want to see with just my thumb. And then I can go through these right here, change my settings. So Ford's doing a great job with that. And we have this nice dash radio. So I typically will listen to either Sirius, or I'll just Bluetooth what I'm listening to. But this also has Android Auto and CarPlay. And it's also cool, I'm not gonna go anywhere, but we have a nice big display right there showing what's behind us. So the beeping is saying my parking brake is engaged, because I always like multiple protections when I'm doing stuff. So we're done with that, and then that returns. And so I can cycle through this on the radio. I can go back to my home screen, cycle through this, see my camera options. So right turn signal camera, left turn signal camera. And that's telling me it's sensing something over there, because guess what, my slide's out. So it does have that blind spot monitoring with that. And let's go back to our home screen. Equalizer, car info, so you can actually see what is going on with your drive experience here. So, and you can optimize the settings for that. I can adjust my shades here. Camera select if I want to change my cameras, and USB charging stations. So I like to use, in addition to my navigation, so this has a nice navigation built into it. So in addition to that, I'll also run Waze. With the navigation, you're going to use your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So if you're connected with that, if you're not doing that, you can just have your phone charging right here. I'll use Waze because it will also tell me if there's a speed trap ahead. It'll tell me if there's a big thing is if there is something in the middle of the road. I've seen that multiple times. So that's pretty important. Now what's really neat is both of these chairs will turn around and become part of your living experience. And once you've done that, you can also open this up. So this is set up to where you can put your drinks right here. But when you're ready to park, and this comes up and just butterflies out. Super nice, very smooth. It's got that nice silky finish. So now when both of these are turned around, you can have 4 people sitting here. I can have 2 people sitting here. So we're now dining for 6 people at the same time. Now, looking over here, we have just big, long, deep cabinets right here. So you can imagine how much you can get stowed up there. And then right below that, you can see the new window valances here. These are new for 2025. I have the day shades, and I also have the night shades. So you can do whichever one that you choose. And then these are all going to be the jalousie style.
So if you do have these open, let's say you're just dry camping, you're in the mountains of Colorado, you don't really need to run your air conditioning, so why have your generator running if you're just going out for a hike? You can turn on that fantastic fan, bring the hot air up out of the coach and just have these open. Now, as long as you have a cover over that fantastic fan, then even if it rains, you don't really have to worry about much because these are jalousie style, so that rain will hit that and just drip right off. At the most, you might get a little bit of spray if it's a really hard rain. And that's really nothing to worry about because again, these walls are not laminated, so you don't have to worry about things at that level that you do with a lot of other coaches. So this right here is a queen size sleeper sofa. So this will open up so you can have 2 adults sleeping here. Now, this will also make into a bed as well. They're gonna have to be shorter adults or children here. And then while you're sitting down, whether you're having your coffee in the morning and you can have your favorite morning TV show on there if that's what you like to do. You can also stow things. So both of these right here have storage. I've got seat belts on 2 seat belts here, 2 seat belts here. So I have 6 seat belted condition areas. And then more storage here and here. And then right here is where if you're gonna install a satellite system or just have a PlayStation, Xbox, or Blu-ray or streaming device like Apple TV, or I use the NVIDIA Shield Pro, I would just have that right there. And streaming works really good on this. And do you know why? Because we have the Starlink. So the SpaceX's Starlink covers the majority of the globe right now. Just about anywhere in the world you are with this coach, you can get internet service. So that's already installed. You do have to pay a monthly fee of some sort, but you have to talk to Elon Musk about all that stuff because that's not what we're too concerned about. So let me move on back here. Now y'all, some of y'all have seen some of my videos before, you know I like the kitchen. I was a cook in the Navy, I love cooking. And this is a nice kitchen right here. And why is this a nice kitchen? Because first I have space to store things. Currently this is occupied by some Starlink material and also our owner's manuals. Why I wouldn't need those owner's manuals? First, I'm going to read the manual. I used to be in IT. Easiest way to solve a problem, you just read the instructions, right? So if I'm buying a brand new coach or even a used one, I'm gonna read that. So once you've read that, put it in your house. You have access to Google, which is a Google and Newmar got together. Put all the parts, the schematics, the instructions for everything involved with this coach, it's on that. So once you register your account and put your VIN number or your serial number in, it will tell you everything you have. You'll have the wiring instructions, plumbing, so if you're curious about how to do something, it's all there. So you don't really need to occupy that space while you're camping. And then the Starlink stuff, that's just for you to take out of here, take home, and there's probably 1 controller right there that you'll need. So inside here, we've got the Newmar Country Club. I definitely recommend all of our owners for new or used Newmars, or even if you're not buying one right now, if you're an owner of one, please go to that website, the Country Club website, and starts with K and K, so it's Country Club with the K's at the beginning. They're a tremendous owners group, lots of resources. They just had a wonderful rally down in Pueblo, Colorado. Right here is going to be all of the numbers for this particular color scheme. This is the Midnight color scheme. Now, if you want to order one from us and you want to have a different color scheme, there are 2 other color schemes that you can choose from, but we can also customize those colors for you. And we can put just any BASF paint color scheme on there, just about any of them. So if you ever lose your paint that you get with this, then you can actually just order it from that. So these are nice solid surface countertops right here. I've got a nice little like glitter to it, but it's not ostentatious. But the Newmar customers have been saying, hey, we want a big sink. If I want to get in there, I guess you could wash your Frenchie in that probably. It's that big. So you can certainly wash any of the dishes in my house, including my 8-quart stock pot.
And it's got that nice kind of like that bronze, almost bronze gunmetal look to it right here, with this nice European style faucet, spray and flow mechanisms with that, and that gives you the ability to do everything you want. Now if you get a little bit of overspray, and if you look at my house when I'm washing my nice stainless steel dinnerware, I definitely get overspray because I just go crazy. We've got this little protectant right here. So this comes up right here, it's a little splash guard. So any of that water, when I'm scrubbing those out, if it hits that, it's just gonna hit that and splash back. If it's a big one, it's gonna mitigate most of that coming over. So good plumbing right here. You can see more storage back here. And then right behind that area is gonna be easy access to that plumbing. So, and you can see this is your sink. This is an undermount sink. I got a little shelf right here, and then this is what I was looking for. That is going to be your hot water heater. So if you need to access any of the valves right here, especially if you're doing some winterization, you might need to do that. This is an easy way to access that. So I can keep my spices or whatever I need to right there, but when it gets time to actually have to get into that, whether it's you or your technician, they'll be able to easily access that to save you the headache of having to pull cabinets out. So we got 3 nice soft close cabinets right here. These are this paint samples that I was talking about. They were made at the same time that your coach's paint was made. This is pretty cool. This actually goes into that front seat, and this wraps around. It's like a little man right there. Just wraps around your iPad or Galaxy Tab or Google Pixel, whatever you kind of device that you have with that. And then you have a remote awning, so I can turn my lights on with that. I can extend it or retract it. Lots of other stuff here. So look at this nice whirlpool. So they've got nice black on black right here, which I think it looks great with the chiffon maple suede that we have, but they also have that dusk maple that is very dark up here. So it's that two-tone option that is new for 2025. So this looks so sharp, especially with that. It really contrasts this. We've got this nice real tile to complement this solid surface countertop. 3-burner stove right here, and then a nice little oven. Now, from one cook to another, I just advise you, like what I would do is I would put probably a little ceramic pizza stone or some sort of a baking stone in there, so when you are cooking in there, it's going to help evenly distribute your heat. So that's a little cooking advice. And then for that nice cookware that you've got, this is a plenty big enough storage space for you. So we used to use those old gas electric ones, and those are fine. But with this right here, instead of in the same footprint that I could have an 8 cubic foot gas electric, I can actually have a compressor based 12 volt, 10 cubic foot. So lots more storage. I don't have to worry about the fins back there. Also, this is going to get cold very fast. So the other ones will take 12 to 18 hours to get up to speed. These should be up to speed in just a few hours. So, and the last part of the kitchen I want to show you here, I think I've shown you everything else, is this nice pantry. So a little different than the deep pantries, right? But if you can think about it, this is putting everything in front of me easy. So I don't have to dig my arms really far back into that wall to try to figure out where that paprika is that I had. So makes it real easy. We got the nice shaker piece right here, and I just want to back up for a second, and I don't want to miss this. So this is a brand new feature on the Baystar Sport, and it's the KIB. Everything is wired. I'll show you that in the bathroom here, but this is going to give us up to the 5% level. So instead of seeing it, you're at a quarter tank or a third of a tank, and then you don't know when you're at 2/3 until you've hit the 2/3. This will give you at 5 percentile level. So it gives you a lot better information with that. So I can see my tanks right here. I can turn all my lights on or off in either particular room. If I want to go into the lights here, I can also, there's one big control for that. Going in one step from there, this is a global connection system, so you can connect to your Apple iOS or your Google Android. I have a Samsung, so I use the Google Android Play Store, download that, you press that to pair, and oops, didn't mean to do that.
And then that'll pair with that, and anything that you can do on this panel, and you see a little bit, that's just the protective film. Anything you can do on this panel, you can do on your phone in the app. My HVAC right here, I have it set to 72 degrees, and the bedroom is set about the same. And then I have the fans on low, but I can obviously change those to auto is normally where I keep. The other thing too is keeping that on auto. If it gets too warm or too cool in here, let's say it's a cold nights but warm days like we have here in Colorado, then I can control that easily by just keeping it auto. So there's a heat pump function. So both of these 13.5 BTU, 1000 BTU air conditioners have a heat pump, and then we also have a fan, and there's a furnace as well. And that furnace is actually in the living room setup. So there's your furnace. So let's get that off of that. And the, you know, this is the HVAC system. So obviously people know you've got your heating, your ventilation, and your air conditioning is what that stands for, in case you didn't know. Set up your auto gen start. You can turn that on, which says, okay, we're going to do the auto gen start. I can do setup right here. So now it's saying like, how do you want to do this? So if I want to start this right here, I can start my generator, and that'll start it from there. And then on my house batteries, I can have the house batteries, if they get below, I usually like to keep it up to that. If it gets below that, it'll run for up to 4 hours. And then my chassis, same thing, so that's set properly in my opinion. And then I can set my quiet time. So a lot of times campsites are gonna be 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. or something like that. Okay, and that's your controls. So what's pretty neat is that the Base R Sport now has that modularity that you'll see in some of the higher systems like a Dutch Star or something like that. All right, so I'm gonna step in here, and I'm gonna get in this big 40 by 30 inch shower. Since this is a good place for water, I'm gonna have a sip. Now I'm standing here, and I've got this nice little skylight area. This is at least, I mean, it feels like about a foot above my head. And with these shoes on, I'm probably like 6'1". I've got two, this is a new shower setup by the way too. So we've got two of these. One of them is a spray. You've got multiple selections, so you can have it spray directly at you or more of the raindrop. And then you can get anything high or low on your body, cracks and crevices, get them all rinsed and clean. So feel really good. 40 by 30 shower on a 30-foot coach. It's pretty amazing. So I'm gonna open these and just get out of Jody's way, but lots of storage space in all of this. And then in this particular one, that's our new V-Bus lighting system with the KIB. So I'm gonna kind of duck out, let Jody get and look at all these cool storage areas. And then at the bottom there, that is a pedal activated porcelain foot flush toilet. So you want porcelain, you don't want plastic. Too many manufacturers are using plastic, going cheap on you. So plenty of storage in there. This has got enough storage so that way if you have the full 8 people in here, then you're able to, you know, have enough space for everything. So let me put out this slide here. I need to turn off the engine first. The good news is if your kids are in here not seat belted, they can't put the slides out while you're driving. So it's a nice king bed that you're looking at right here. So bigger than that bed I got in my house. And this is a pillow top mattress. On each side of this, you're gonna have an electrical outlet, a 110 outlet, plus you're gonna have 2 USB-A charging spots. So if you have a modern iPhone, that'll be either connected to USB-C or a Lightning connector, or so USB-A to that. And then there's that new lighting with the new fascia. So they've made this a lot cleaner of a look, more modern. Well, kind of bringing the past to the future with the shaker cabinet style, but having this nice glow to it. So it really makes it nice. So remember when we talked earlier about that 2,000 watt inverter that we got and how we got the 5,500 watt Onan generator, making this 50 amps. So the combination of all that gives us, and actually you don't have to get that generator for this, but you can run a CPAP machine directly through that outlet, pass it the tubes down here, or an oxygenator that'll come straight down here, and then you can use it as necessary. I hope that you don't have to use it, but obviously if you need that, Newmar's got you covered, and we've opted that in because we think that's really important that you're taken care of. A good night's sleep is hard to come by, and improves longevity and mental acuity. So plenty of storage space under this king size bed, and you'll notice this is really thick right here. So you've got storage space. If you like to go hunting, you can probably fit some your supplies there. Bring some extra chairs. Lots of different ideas. And this is that big window. So let me just open this real quick. Look at that. Lets in a lot of light. I've got also 2 windows on each side of the bed and a window here. I've got all these kind of closed, just kind of minimize distractions if people are walking by, because we're an active lot here, but just lots of beauty can come through that window. There's an option that you can also get a heater, an extra heater that you can engage, and that would go right here. So looking at this is the shirt wardrobe. It's nice and long. You've got the smoke mirror finish right here. So that way, if you're waking up in the morning, you don't have to see every detail, right? But you can all see everything that you need to when you're changing. So just long wardrobe right there, especially on a 30-foot coach like this. So I'm gonna have 5 drawers down here. These drawers are gonna have that nice soft close. Well, if I push it hard enough, soft close on it. So I've got 5 drawers here, and then I have this audio visual cabinet here, right under my 43-inch Samsung television. This is a 4K TV, and you can again hook satellite up to that, streaming devices up to that, game stations, whatever will hook into a HDMI outlet. You've got the power, the cable, and the outlets that you need. So when you're, and I'll let Jody get in front of me. So when you have your guests, or your guests are visiting and you don't want them to see your bedroom, ain't no need for that. Or you got guests sleeping, whether it's your children or your friends, you have this nice door that locks in place right there, give you a little bit of that privacy that you need and that you deserve. So again, I'd like to thank you for joining me. Let me get this shut. My name is Chris Capper. I'm at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We are right off of I-25 exit 235, just on the east side. And let me just reiterate, we're on the 2025 Newmar Baystar Sport 3016. And this is stock number 5N240308. So if you have any questions or you'd like to call, like to do a test drive, I'd love to help you. You can reach me at 813-333-2988 or email me at chris.capper@transwest.com. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a happy camping.